Back at the Scrambler now, trying to get the rest of this body finished. Trying to wrap it around the meat on the back side here. So in order to do that, we got to start at the window. This is extremely tedious section on the truck. You can see the side window here and all these little shapes. Everything has to kind of meld together here. Hi, Peter. It's going to be a clear cast part, so I have to carve that shape, and basically I carved a very small recess, and here it is in place. And you can see I tried to duplicate the shape of that frame on the side there. Start off with a solid block, and I smooth the outside. Oops, sorry about that. Made the outside nice and smooth by hand. And it came back in and made it a wall thickness. So it's about, right now I'm going for a 40 thousandths wall. This will be clear cast. And now that I have this done, I can start working on this section here, how it blends in together. As I showed you on the last part, all this here, it's so tedious, so difficult to work out. And it comes over here, and then this piece comes off the fender, and then this piece comes out from under the window and goes down behind this. This has become quite a challenge. And what I have here are attachments that I've used for years now for my calipers. These simply screw on with a little Allen key. I've had these for years. My father got me these for me. Saw them in a catalog. So I thought you might be able to use these. I've been using them for a long time. I've also been using these Tessa calipers. I've had these since 1985. These are awesome. So what you do is simply put those in place and you zero it out. And what's really nice about these calipers is they have a little dial wheel. And there we go. Now we're zeroed. Pretty close. Let's see. There we go. And this aids me in creating the wall thickness because you put your part in between the points, and there's your reading. So from 0, and I'm going for 40 thousandths, so I'm within 5 thousandths, so we're getting there. The reason I'm doing it by hand and using these pointers is to keep it from being too wavy, because this is going to be a clear part and you don't want it too distorted. Even though it's just a resin kit, it's not a, you know, it's not a looks like works like or a presentation model where it has to be perfect. But it does have to look kind of nice, and a nice even wall thickness will keep the image from being too distorted, too wavy on the back side. Now that I've got the window part to wall thickness, what I have to do is build the surrounding wall that goes behind it. And I have to start off using filler because of the shape and the step that I showed you. That contour has to be duplicated, so this is the fastest and most efficient way. I have some parting agent on here, some spray parting agent on everything except the styrene piece. This styrene part will become part of the body, and I will clean all this up and sand it and smooth it and sculpt it to the shapes it needs to be, and then secure it, weld it in place, and then we can continue on with the rest of the shell. Well, I spent a lot of time yesterday getting the window carved in place. You can see a little better here. I have the window out It's wall thickness, very thin, 10 thousandths locator. Follows the contour of the front frame, and you can see the step created when I used the body putty, the body filler, little parting agent, and then just ground it and refined it, smoothed it out. It's a very, very cool looking shape. Then we've got this leading edge here, this wavy line here. There's that very funky front wall. You can see it a little better here. And not only does it have a profile curve from the front, but as you see from the side, it's got a strange shape. I don't even know how they made this vehicle, but it's pretty cool. So starting to come together. Starting to look like a truck now. Gotten some more progress today. We've got some more of the sidewall established, and these shapes here, and of course we're gonna fill in here with a body filler so we can blend all these areas here together. Then more of the sidewall drops down, becomes kind of an amorphous fender. Once we get that established, then it's on to the back corner. Finally can turn the corner on this thing, as they say. Still got the open back here, and I'm just dying to button these walls up, and we can really start making progress, because this is just as tedious as can be. You put a piece in, you look at the photography, and you adjust it, then you look at it from a different angle, and then you adjust it again, and you keep going till you get it as close as you can. So it's been a constructive day. Finally got these walls in place and boxing in the rest of the body and the rest of the frame. And it was a little bit on the tedious side, but it actually worked out better than I thought it would, especially for these walls here, this shape. Again, one of the more organic parts of the vehicle, and we've seen this before. I had to join this outer fender to this body panel, so working with paper, cut myself a shape that I thought would do the trick. And as you can see, the paper worked out perfectly the first time I sketched it out. Cut it out by hand, it fell right into position. So took some 40,000 styrene, used the cardstock as the template, cut it out, and then used the heat gun to heat it and form it and bend it around so we can get this nice shape here. And it blends, connects in nicely with this front wall. It sticks out nice distance here, like in the real vehicle. And now it's just a matter of getting these piping details laid out, and then this gets a hefty radius on it. And then it's blended. That radius brings it back to here, and then it connects into this wall here. So the next step is to get body filler and put it all in here. I don't put any in here. No filler will go in there, because that's a definite, in the truck itself there is a gap there, so there'll be a recess back in here, but it won't be filled in. Let's get all filled in, and this will be all blended all through here, all down here. We'll put that heavy radius in, and again we'll put filler in here and some of the parts that go back in there, and then we'll add some material on the inside of this fender, thicken it up. It's at least an 1/8 inch thick in this scale. Back in here. That'll be really nice to see all that blended. Then we'll put a tiny bit of coat of primer once I get this blended to where I'm satisfied, just to see how everything looks. There you have it. Finally got the rest of the body closed in. More progress, chipping away slowly. Got some of this very abstract pipe work on the exterior. Got some more shaping done in here, using a combination of the body filler and wax. I have a couple of different kinds of wax I use. Some are more rigid wax than others. And the wax is it's much faster than the putty. Once I get the large volumes filled in and shaped, and then come back in and refine the smaller areas with the wax, because the wax, it cools instantly, so therefore it's ready to carve right away. Carve and shape and sand. Yes, you can sand wax. And as you can see, the surface looks pretty nice. More filler around the back here to try and blend all these various shapes together to mimic what's going on the actual filming vehicle. Well, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Well, you can see some more progress. I've got this fender filled in and sculpted, shaped in here. I did have to do some modification. I wasn't quite happy with the distance of the gap in here, so also it needed to blend into the hood here better. So you can see this part sticks out just a little bit. That's as a result of the Bondo, the body filler, curing and shrinking slightly. So about 20 thousandths or so, which isn't an issue. Once it's a urethane casting, you'll be able to glue the back here and then just push it over and tack it in place. It's movable right now. I just don't feel like shifting the whole truck out of position, but I decided to make this a separate part here, cutting it and pinning it so it's not a huge mold trap. I don't want to age the person who does my casting prematurely. And some more filler in here, blending all this. This is ready for those large, those big steel plates that have the holes drilled in them that fit in that section there. So, not much to report. It's been a while, but we've got this hole established and this shaping. It's about 90% done. You can see how complicated this fender shape is here, but it's in place now. And the next phase is back around to the driver's side, and now we start working on the sliding door and the part of the frame that connects the roof to the side panel. Then there'll be a shelf here with detailing, as explained before. So not a whole lot to report, but it's starting to really look really nice, though. I'm starting to get very excited about how this is turning out. Thanks for stopping back. More progress soon.